Hello, I'm Eddie Whitfield, and I'm a member of Group 6. Tori and Brianna did their sections. Tori did a lot of general info. I did a lot, or Brianna did a lot of perception type questions that we asked, some causes. I'm going to go over some causes and some solutions with questions 20 through 28. So first, question 20, you feel uncomfortable when you see homeless people. The results were pretty even. They and that kind of tells me that people, they feel for them, but they might feel uncomfortable because they feel bad. But it's not a totally negative result. You're not a totally horrible person if you um, don't feel terrible when you see a homeless person. Question number 21, when you see the homeless, you would rather give them spare change. Again, we had pretty even results. People disagree and agree. And there's a second part to that question, and we'll see why people would rather not give them spare change. Is question 22, when you see a homeless person, would you rather give them a meal? 27 out of 30 people agreed that that's what they would rather do. And that's mostly because people know what they're doing with their money. Of course, there's a lot of chemically dependent homeless people, and they want to make sure that if they're going to help them, they're actually helping them as opposed to feeding an addiction. And so that answer makes a lot of sense, and it's statistically correct. Number 23, do you think drug addiction links to homelessness? 28 out of 30 agree, which supports question 22, of course, by even one extra respondent. And that is statistically correct as well. There is a lot of research and a lot of data that shows that many people become homeless through chemical addiction. Not to say that that's the only reason, but it's definitely a top 3 main reason. And question 24 elaborates on that as well. Do you think alcoholism leads to homelessness? Question 23 dealt with illegal narcotics. Alcohol, of course, is not illegal, and 29 of 30 agree. So again, people are correct. They seem educated based on their answers. Number 25, you feel bad when you see a homeless person. 27 of 30 agree. I guess feeling bad is a little different than feeling uncomfortable, of course. So it's nice to see that 27 out of 30 people feel that this person should be helped and not just overlooked because of other reasons. Question 26. You think the reason people are homeless is their own fault? Pretty split results. 13 people disagree, 17 people agree. And of course, homeless people have plenty of, and there might be plenty of reasons why someone is homeless. And that's okay. But people seem to believe that it is their fault. Of course, there's things that are out of people's control, and you can kind of see that question going 50-50. Question 27, you think the welfare system stops the homeless from seeking jobs? 24 out of 30 people agree, which makes a lot of sense. It's a big thing in America where the welfare system stops people from becoming independent again once they hit a low, and there's research to support that. So people are correct in thinking that. Should the welfare system be disbanded totally? That'd be for a totally different project. But they have a point. It definitely needs revamped, in our opinion. And our last question, question 28, do you believe there there should be clinics and job-seeking tools available to the homeless. And this is the only question that I had, where all 30 people agreed that there should be clinics and government-supported businesses or institutions in place to help the homeless and assist in getting them back on their feet. And that's really good to see. It kind of tells me that Youngstown has heart and they care about their homeless population. And like George Washington Carver said, where there's no vision, there's no hope. And I think that there's many reasons that homeless people should feel, or the homeless population has hope. And I really enjoyed doing this this exercise. I definitely learned a lot about what people think about homelessness, and in the Youngstown area, people view it as a problem that needs solved. And of course, if we could do something with welfare, or if we could anything, add more institutions, feed more into those institutions, help out more, make sure that our money is going into their belly and their health as opposed to in their arms. And that's totally fine, or to a bottle. And I thought our survey was pretty good. Our respondents were pretty good. We had pretty close to half and half, male and female. If we were to do it again, I would suggest maybe a more diverse respondent range. We had a lot of Caucasians to respond to our survey. And something I would recommend for sure is that if someone were to do this again, we should talk to homeless people and get their their responses on the same questions or very similar questions. I think that would add a great variable to to the study as a whole. And that's it. I believe that homeless people in the Youngstown area should have hope. And thank you for listening and watching, and Merry Christmas.